There are some significant differences between the collection powers that a collection agency has if collecting a federal student loan as opposed to a private student loan. And in this video we want to talk about, first of all, some of the similarities, but then highlight those differences, and then talk about how, regardless of if it is a federal student loan or a private student loan, the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act applies. So first of all, some of the similarities. If you are in default with a federal student loan, a private student loan, collection activities can occur against you, negative credit reporting, collection calls, collection letters, even being sued can happen. So those are some of the similarities, and while this is not necessarily a collection aspect, it limits your options if you are facing collection, and that is bankruptcy for private or federal student loan is very difficult. Now, it's not impossible, and a lot of times collectors will lie about that and say, oh, there's absolutely no bankruptcy on federal or private student loans, and that's not true. Now, I'll grant you it's very difficult, but it's not impossible. But let's look at some of the differences between a federal student loan and a private student loan. First of all, the definition of default will normally be different. For a federal student loan, that is normally 9 months without a payment. For a private student loan, it may be 1 day late. It may be moving without telling the student loan company your new address. So you have to check that. That can be significant because there is a difference in the statute of limitations. Private student loans, just a normal contract. It's going to be whatever your state or the state where it was created or what the document says. That will give you the period of time that the company has to sue you. Maybe 2 years, maybe 3, 4, 6, whatever it may be. Federal, there really is no statute of limitation. Another difference is that if it is a federal student loan, you have a right to rehabilitate or to consolidate. Rehabilitate is where you make 9 payments within a 10-month time period of an amount that's agreed upon. And then that rehabilitates, or that makes your loan in essence current. And we'll go over this in more detail in another video and in some articles, but that is an option. Consolidation might be more properly called just simply refinancing. You get a new loan, pays off the old loan that's in default. In a private student loan, you do not have those choices unless your contract allows for that. Another choice or another difference between these two is that the federal student loan collector has the choice to at least attempt to garnish your wages without suing you. Now, we see lots and lots of fraud and lies and violations of the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act on this subject, because the debt collector will say, if you don't pay me by tomorrow, I will garnish your wages. Well, that's untrue, unless there's already previously a garnishment order. But to garnish your wages, a collection agency has to send you a letter, give you an opportunity to have a hearing, give you an opportunity to request documents, give you an opportunity to come up with a payment plan that is acceptable to everybody. So it's not just the debt collector snaps his fingers and boom, you're garnished. It's a little more complicated than that, but they will often lie about it. Now, a private student loan, they have to sue you and win the lawsuit, and then they can garnish your wages. A federal student loan collection agency, kind of like with the wage garnishment, may have the ability to at least attempt to take some of your federal benefits or your tax refunds. Again, it's not just they decide in their mind that it will happen and boom, it's happened. They've got to go through a process to make that occur. And so there are some similarities between collecting a federal student loan, private student loan. There are some differences, but one thing I want to emphasize is regardless, federal or private, the consumer protection laws apply to you. Specifically, the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act, the FDCPA. It says collectors cannot lie to you, they cannot treat you unfairly, they cannot treat you with a lack of respect and dignity. There's also a law called Telephone Consumer Protection Act that says, in essence, certain types of automated calls to your cell phone may be illegal. And this is true whether we're talking about federal or private. So if you're dealing with a collection agency on a student loan, you need to determine, is it federal or is it a private student loan? And then carefully document what's happening and research your options. If you live in Alabama, you're welcome to call us, 205-879-2447. You can look around our website. We have a lot of information here that can be of help to you as you research your options. You can fill out our online contact form through the website, and we'll be glad to email you or give you a call back. Hope this has been helpful to you, and we look forward to helping you if there's any way we can do so.